cool fall breeze here, which just blew the ball off the tee, believe it or not. Porter getting ready to kick off for Texas Christian. Warner and Walker, the deep backs. Dogs are in red with the silver pants, red helmets, white trim. Coolish, almost threatening skies. Beautiful fall temperatures here today. Porter kicks off for Texas Christian. End over end, not real high. Going to be taken on a 2 by Warner to the 10 to the 15, trying to get a scene of the 25 to 30. One man got him on the 35, then another on the 36. Scott Warner had a little crack there. And Cottingham, a reserve cornerback on the TCU kick covering team, was the first guy that hit him. TCU's got a man hurt back on the 29, 5 or 6 yards away, and we have an official's timeout here with a man injured on the play. Dogs are in sort of a 5-3. Haney going to run a draw. There's a fumble on the 37. Georgia thinks they've got the ball. Dogs are jumping up in the air, and the officials will say it's Georgia's ball. They try to run a trap to Gilbert, the running back. He dropped the draw handoff. There's still a lot of people standing and talking about it on the 35 or 6. Georgia will come up with the ball. Nate Taylor out of Tipton was the man on the ball. Nate Taylor recovered on the 35 and a half. Georgia got the first break of the game. Late in the quarter, 4:44. Nobody's got a first down yet. Nobody's moved yet. Womack, Walker are the running backs. Got Charles Jr. and Chuck Jones wide slot to the right. And a handoff to Womack at the tackle. He fumbled the ball. He dove and recovered, I think, on the 26 or 7. Womack coming with a hole at right tackle, had the ball shoot 4 yards in front of him, and he landed on his own fumble. Joe Bailey hit him, and the play wound up with an 8-yard gain down to the 27. Womack had luck on that one, 2nd down and 2. Second down, trap in the middle, driving and a fumble. Womack shot to a hole down to the 18. The ball is squirted all over. I think TCU may have it. Womack had it jarred out of his hands. Darrell Patterson hit him. Ken Benner recovered down on the 18. Georgia would have had a first down on the 18, but it's going to be TCU's ball there. That ball popped in the air. Somebody almost caught it in midair, though there were 6 or 7 people standing, and then they dove for it. And TCU has come back up with a fumble to take the break back away. Officials now talking with each other. 3:33 to go in the quarter. Eyes slot left. TCU 5-man front. Herschel Walker at left tackle. Ran over man of 45. Another one, the 40, the 35, the 30, the 25, the 20, the 10. One man got him low around the 10-yard line. Joe Bailey in. He did the wise thing. He ran through 2 men that should have had him back out in the 35 or the 30. And the play moved from the 48, where they knocked him down. It is on about the 8-yard line. Barry Young, the other freshman, in at the running back. Herschel Walker comes out. Partial limping, by the way. Yes, he's favoring an ankle. Herschel Walker just got 40 yards or so, and now Texas Christian will call time. Walker came so close to breaking it. Timeout, 60 seconds. Georgia Football Network. Herschel Walker has come back in. They worked on his left ankle. He's back in. It's 3rd down. 4 for a touchdown. You've got only 23 seconds in the quarter. TCU flip-flops the defense. Dogs put Stewart in motion, and they fake, and Ballew's going to throw a touchdown pass in the corner. He hits Stewart, the man in motion. 4-yard touchdown pass on a fake to Herschel Walker, who had just come back in, and the Dogs put part of that power eye blocking formation in motion, and he threw it to Ronnie Stewart for the touchdown. It's 6-0 with 15 seconds in the quarter. Extra point, Broadway to hold, and Robinson to try. TCU in a 7-4 as Robinson sticks it up in there, and the kick is good. 7-0. Take time out here for 30 seconds. This is the Georgia Football Network. Before we kick off, let's go to the sidelines. Lauren, how about Herschel's leg?
Well, Larry, he has a bruised right calf. And the right calf on his leg is bruised, but he should be okay, although Dr. Butch Mulherron, the team doctor, scared about 10 of us to death. We won't ask him what's wrong. He said fracture. You should have seen the look on everybody's face.
And the quarter will end right there. Georgia leading 7-0. Take 60 seconds here. This is the Georgia Football Network. It'll be 4th down, almost 12. Let's call it 12. On the 14.5, and they started on a 12.5. Lost 2.5 yards in the last play. Rex Robinson going to try a field goal. Watch the kick, and the kick is good. Robinson sticks it in. Georgia leading 10-0. Pause here for 30 seconds. Georgia Football Network. It's 4th and 2. Dogs going to reach for another field goal. This one between the 26 and 7. Robinson in. They lead 10-0. TCU sets up on a 6-5, and the kick is up strong, and the kick is good. Robinson kicked another one. Georgia leading 13-0. Timeout, 30 seconds. This is the Georgia Football Network. Lauren, what do you got down there?
Well, Larry, the latest diagnosis on Herschel Walker is that it's a sprained ankle, a slight sprain. He doesn't feel comfortable. He could go back, but I suppose that if Georgia were to stay ahead, that they might choose to let him rest with next week being an off week. At this point, it's too early to tell, but it's not a bad sprain, but it's enough that he's not going to be at top speed if he does go back.
It'll be 4th down. TCU may reach for a fairly long field goal here. 3:26.5. Georgia leading 13-0. Greg Porter has missed all 4 field goal attempts he's tried. Now, last year he hit 12 out of 16. Greg Porter going to try it. Steve Stamp, the number 3 quarterback, going to hold it out on the 36. Going to try a 46-yarder. The wind at the moment is not in his face. And the kick is headed at it. Now keep your eye on that ball. And the kick is good. He hit a 46-yarder, their first field goal of the year. He'd missed 4 in the first 2 crucial games. It's 13-3. Ball is set flat on the ground this time. Ball is set flat. They try an onside kick. It's rolling down over the Georgia 30. Womack picked it up to the 35. Womack comes out to the 40, 41 or 2. He set it flat on the ground. Porter's kickoff squirting down there, staying on the ground all the way. Georgia's got good field position on the 40. TCU 4th down, 11 on their own 15. Talley in the kick. Dogs have 7 men on the line. Talley kicking inside of his 2 or 3. Got plenty of time. Long spiral, real high. Scott Warner back around the 45 to take it. Spun away from the man of the 50. Hit the 45. Bounced off a man of the 40. Then going to get caught from behind and wrestled out around the 33. Beautiful broken field running by Scott Warner. 40-yard kick. Ball down on the 32. He got it up a good 40 in the air, and Scott brought it all the way back to the 32. Dogs put Scott and Jones wide, slot about 10 yards out to the left. TCU's in a wide 5-man front, and Ballou back to throw. Looking, he's going down the middle. Complete! Touchdown! Chuck Jones! Chuck Jones of Valdosta with a man right all over his headgear, up high on the 1-yard line, and he fell down in. Thomas Bell, a cornerback, covering him right on him, and Chuck Jones of Valdosta up high, falling in the end zone by 2.5 feet. 28-yarder. Ballou hit him right down the middle, and it's 19-3. Rex Robinson to try the extra point, and the kick is good. Dogs have gone out in front 20-3 as Ballou laid a strike in there, and Chuck Jones had to really jump high with both hands, and the defender was right on him. Perfect strike. So the Dogs with a lot of yardage, and now a 20-3 lead, and that's the end of the half. Georgia leading 20-3. Pause 60 seconds here. This is the Georgia Football Network.
Now he's back. He's been out eating all that birthday cake that everybody brought into him today. So to start the second half, here he is, Larry Munson.
TCU elected to kick off. Porter, long end over end, way back deep in the end zone and down. Chuck Jones, 7-8 yards deep, going to down the ball right there. Haney, one fake, and pitched as he got hit behind the line, and there's a fumble, and the Dogs got the ball back in the 36. Haney faked and then tried to pitch to a running back. Taylor hit him, and Pat McShay, the defensive end, on it. J.C. Morris, the fullback, tried to save him and couldn't do it. Texas Christian lost possession of the ball and 5 yards with it back out to the 36. He faked left, turned around, and tried to pitch as he got hit, going back to the right with a couple of blockers, tried to pitch to the running back, and he got cracked. Georgia going to line up. Taking a while for Charles Jr. to hurry off the bench at split end. Amp Arnold tells him to play. They're going to have to hurry and watch the time. Haney back to pass for TCU. Chase behind the line. Pat McShay, the end's going to get him back in the 28. So is Jimmy Payne, the big tackle out of Athens. His protection broke down. He had a second or two to stand and look. Then he tried to angle back to his right and get out of trouble, and McShay and Payne sacked him deep back there, 14 yards behind the line. TCU had been first down on the 40. Now they're back on their own 26. Scott Warner just intercepted a pass, a deep, long bomb on the 35. He took it away from Epps. And Warner's across the 45 in the TCU territory. Jeff Hipp. Scott Warner intercepted and took a short lateral over to Jeff Hipp off the dog 35. Scott Warner up in the air to take it away from Philip Epps, the wide receiver, and lateral to Jeff Hipp, who fought his way back down to the TCU 42.
Scott Warner really played that beautifully. As he got position on the ball, he played the ball, and then when he came down, the would-be receiver had him around the ankle. Warner was standing there, couldn't move, and just flipped it to Hipp, and Hipp took off. He was shocked to get the ball. Good return, however.
And that's the end of the quarter. Pause 60 seconds here, Georgia Football Network. Georgia 4th and 2 on the TCU 7. Defense in an 8-3. And there's a pitch out to Ronnie Stewart. He's going in the corner for a touchdown. Buck Ballou faking to Barry Young, the tailback at right guard, and then pitching instead to Ronnie Stewart, who was again lined up as a power eye blocking back, who swept to the right. Ronnie Stewart's second touchdown. He's a kid out of Tampa, Florida. Georgia leading 26-3.
Great fake on the play, really made it go by Ballou as everybody chased the tailback into the middle of the line.
Rex Robinson going to set an all-time Georgia scoring record if he hits this one. It's set down, and Robinson sticks it up. Good. Dogs leading 27-3. Timeout, 30 seconds, Georgia Football Network. Split backs, 2 men out, 5-man front. Haney going to throw, and intercepted right on the line of scrimmage. And the Dogs have got a defensive end down the right side all the way to the 9-yard line. Freddie Gilbert out of Griffin, Georgia. The ball was thrown right in front of his face, and he was trying to jump up and block a pass. Freddie Gilbert, who's called Spider-Man from Griffin, intercepted a pass that was thrown only 5 feet. The guy was that close to him, caught it, and fought down the right sideline, and they ruled him dead on the TCU 11. Jeff Polk has come in to play quarterback now and give Ballou some rest. Freddie Gilbert intercepted a pass on the line of scrimmage as Haney tried to straighten up and throw, and the Dogs had 2 or 3 big linemen jumping up and reaching. Georgia's right down there quickly. Rattle off the number 2 center in. I guess we got a lot of number 2 linemen in again now. Vince wants him to call timeout. They're in a power eye on an 8-3, a man in motion, and they come pitching it out to Barry Young, and he's driving. Touchdown. Chris McCarthy, the fullback out of Savannah, threw a good block on him. Barry Young driving with a hole with the end kicked out straight ahead at left tackle. And the Dogs lead 33-3. Barry Young got 5 yards and a touchdown, and a lot of different people getting to touch the ball and score today. Georgia now with a 33-3 lead, 13:48 to play. Robinson going to stick that kick up there, and the kick is good again. Georgia leads 34-3. Pause 30 seconds here, Georgia Football Network. Ball on the 45, second down, about 16. Have to go to the Georgia 38.5. Stamp back to throw. Got some time. Dumps it to Bates. They're running back, and they hit him, and he fumbled the ball, and the Dogs might have it out on the 47 in their own territory. Watch a penalty back behind the line. Dale Williams out of Columbus, a cornerback, recovered. Check a possible penalty now. Freddie Gilbert was the guy that hit him and jarred the ball. Bates took a little safety valve pass behind the line and spun around to the left. They jarred it out of his hands. It'll be Georgia's ball. A penalty would have been against TCU.
Larry, that is Georgia's 11th fumble recovery of the season. They've got 2 more interceptions today, so they've come up with 19 turnovers thus far in the 4 games that they have played. Very reminiscent of the way they played last year, and of course, that's been the big story of this game, as well as their ability to contain the running game of TCU.
Second down and 6. Dogs up to the line. Jeff Polk still running them, looking at a 4-3 setup. Fakes to Carney Norris, looks, dumps it over the line, overthrow him, intercepted on the 42. TCU's got a wave of men going down the left side. Intercepted by a TCU defensive linebacker, Baylor, and the Dogs finally shove him out around the 18. Jeff Falk was going to throw it to Carney Norris, the tailback, dragging 5-6 yards over the line, and he really overthrew him, and Jim Baylor, a linebacker, intercepted and shot down the side about 40 yards down to the Georgia 18, and TCU's in business there. Georgia leading 34-3. Broadway in the kick. Tommy Nix, who was shaken up a little while ago, is snapping. Broadway kicks, good long spiral, long kick coming inside the 10, taken way back in the 5, and one man going to hit him, and that's Wayne Radloff. Wayne Radloff got him around the 1 or the 2 yard line. Thomas, trying to return, Broadway really got his foot into it. 55 yards, and Wayne Radloff, who's played an awful lot in the second half as a number 2 center, was the guy that got him down around the 1 or the 1.5. And Donnie McMickens on a kick covering team forced him to swing wide to the left.
Radloff got hurt after he made the tackle, but he was all right. He had to stop for a moment and catch his breath. Somebody whacked him pretty good after he made the tackle.
Georgia's got a big first down on the TCU 38, just shy of it. Going to get a playoff with 14 seconds in the clock running. Texas Christian in a 5-3. Darrell Jones going to give it to Carney Norris. He jumps and stutters his way back in and squirts down to about the 32 and got 6 more yards as the ball game ends. Jim Baylor, the linebacker, hit him. And the Dogs a winner today, 34-3, led all day, a stubborn first quarter, and then all of a sudden, there it was, and they are unbeaten with 4 straight wins, and next week's an open week. Bill Schaefer will have more in 60 seconds. Georgia Football Network.